Hey, I'm Tanner Rodell, and I'm a manager of business development here at Arsenal. Yeah, I grew up in St. Charles, Missouri, moved to the city, so now I'm just big living in the city life. I went to the DeSmet Jesuit High School over in Creve Coeur. Um, Played some football there, blew out my knee, couldn't play any sports after that. That was sophomore year, so kind of just hung around the sidelines, did my thing, made some friends, and got ready for college. After I graduated high school, I went to the University of Missouri, MIZZOU. I got a double major there with psychology and sociology. I think it really helps me on the phones, helps me understand how people think, and when I'm talking to decision makers, that's a really key piece of information to know. Did no sales before Arsenal. I worked at a large finance company. I was mostly on the phones doing customer service, but um, knowing the skills I gained there on the phones, just getting comfortable talking to people and managing my tone, I knew it would translate over to Arsenal and doing sales. I found Arsenal from a friend that was already working here. He loved it, loved the culture. I came over, shadowed him, kind of got a look firsthand from what was going on over here, and loved it. Culture was great. People were great, and I'm glad I took the next step to working with them. I'm not looking back. Yeah, I started Arsenal probably April 2021, so just post pandemic. Things were finally getting back to normal. Started making my sales calls. Started off as an SDR, kind of just trying to get a client. Finally got my first one, and they kind of just stacked from there after I was able to show that I know what I'm doing. And since then, I've had a full book. Even if I was able to lose one, which didn't happen very often, my book was back to being full the next month. But I was able to close, over 500,000 monthly recurring revenue for my clients over the past 4.5 years, and I'm sure it's more since then. But I can only see where it's going to go from here. I would like to get into the millions and tens of millions. So I'm really excited to see where it goes. So yeah, I've had a few different roles here at Arsenal. Started off as an SDR, obviously, worked my way up to BDR. Was an AE for a little bit, and now I'm a manager of business development. Nothing new has really changed with being a manager. I still get to play the part of a BDR, managing my own clients, but I also get to manage my reps' clients. Kind of stick my ear into different industries that they call into. So, calls that I've never had before with roofing and solar. It's kind of nice to learn a little bit more about their industry and how to make calls in that, so I can better teach them and help them navigate certain obstacles when they're overcoming objections on the phone. It's been nice to teach my reps how I manage my pipeline. That way, they're geared up for success. I think I have a very good way of managing the pipeline and managing follow-ups. So I know everybody has their little different ways of doing things, but I found a lot of success in the way I do it, and I know my reps will too. So I always welcome any feedback they have. They've taught me a few things as well. But I think we're all excited to see where it goes from here.